we've got a bit of humour to follow, because we've got our resident poet laureate Kevin Higgins on the call. Are you there, Kevin?
Yes.
Now, Kevin, I believe that you have a poem that's got a royal subject within it. Is that
yes?
is
I
that
do.
correct?
Yes.
Is it? It's not. Is it Prince Charles?
No, it's Andrew. It's Andrew.
Oh, Prince
It's
Andrew.
actually written in the voice of Prince Andrew.
Oh,
And
right, okay.
in January, I started working on a poem. I thought I listened to his interview with Emily Maitlis, beginning to end a couple of times, but also on Twitter, the Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book was available, and kind of you could read the actual entries, and my quite twisted mind started working with that. So I would like to thank both Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein for their contribution to this poem. There's also the first two lines of the poem are actually from Bill Clinton, who also has a history of flexibility in terms of language. And it's called "It All Depends." And I'd like to dedicate it to all the protesters who were incredibly physically brave, I think we have to say, when like the guy, in particular, the guy who shouted at Andrew in Edinburgh and who was assaulted by members of the crowd, like who have no authority, they are nobody. But it takes incredible courage to do that. And this is called "It All Depends," which he kept saying during that interview. It all depends. It depends what the meaning of is, which depends what the meaning of isn't is, which depends what you mean by my hand, which depends what I mean by not around her waist. It depends on the meaning of no, which depends on the meaning of don't, which depends on the meaning of a house in Belgravia, which depends on the meaning of March the 10th, which depends on the meaning of a Pizza Express in Woking. It may also depend on the meaning of Prince Michel of Yugoslavia is, what the meaning of Annabelle, Maxine, and Amber is, what the meaning of Jeffrey's apartment for models is, what the meaning of Brian Ferry's phone number is, what the meaning of people from the United Nations is, and what the precise meaning of going on is, which may well depend, for all I know, on what the meaning of Linda Spankman Massour is. It definitely depends what is meant by foot massage, which depends on what you mean by down, what I mean by there, and what we both understand by young Russian woman. And it all turns on the significance we attach to the words nothing, happened, and at most 3 times. Now I'll let you off. Everyone will immediately after the show ends be Googling Linda Spankman Massour, which was one of the entries in Jeffrey Epstein's book. So yes, I'd like to thank Jeffrey and Andrew for their work. I further expect that this will put the nail in any coffin of me ever being appointed a Macker or Poet Laureate. Although I have to say this week, I don't regret that, because the sight of these poems rolling out from the different official people has been truly quite cringing and sad.